First, I'd just like to say thank you to you all for taking the time to give us the opportunity to talk about the heroism and the selflessness of our son, Bryce Brooks, and as well as our friend, Charles Johnson II, as we know him, Uncle Chuck. Our family is devastated. Our community is devastated. Our baby should be coming home from school from this building right now.
I'm sorry.
While on a family trip to Pensacola, Florida, with other families who our children have all grown up together since kindergarten. Some have graduated here at Maynard and are in college now, and many of them are still here. Our children witnessed 4 other younger kids who they did not know being pulled by the current further out to sea. And our boys sprung to action. 3 of our boys went in the water to retrieve the kids that were being pulled out, and 3 of them went to go get the adults. And in that time of being selfless, our son Bryce, while being pulled by currents himself, literally called for help, but not for himself. He was calling for help for the little kids that he was looking out for. Unfortunately, he was pulled under. Our good friend, Chuck, sprung up to try to retrieve Bryce. And even though he was a strong swimmer, he was pulled under. The selflessness that it takes for someone to make such a sacrifice, to do so at only the age of 16. We're so proud as parents of how our son has shown up in this moment.
Absolutely.
We know that it's critical and it's important at a time where we hear so many narratives about young black boys stealing life from other young black boys, that it be amplified that Atlanta developed kids that would give up their life for other kids.
That they didn't even know.
That they didn't even know. We are hurt. We are saddened. We are broken. Yet we are also extremely grateful for so many throughout the teacher community, for so many in the activism community, for so many in government, for so many families who have wrapped their arms around us in this moment. We just pray to make purpose of it all. Bryce is a hero. He literally saved the lives of 4 kids at the expense of his own. crushing them.
I understand these last few days probably were very extremely tough for you and your family. Does it help at all that he risked his life to save others?
It brings a light in such a dark space. We're never gonna get to see Bryce grow up to be the full man that he was going to be. But we know that he stepped into his manhood to save these children. And that makes me proud. It doesn't take away an ounce of pain, but it makes me proud of our son and what he sacrificed. And I'll forever hold that. Forever hold that.
Outside of those final sacrificial moments, who was your son? What did he like to do? Give us that idea of who he was.
Bryce had his hands in a little bit of everything. He was creative. He was a musician. He is a musician. He is creative. He is a friend to his friends like you could never imagine. He would never allow one of his friends to walk even 2 houses down home by themselves. He was loving to his little brother. He was so helpful and so smart and bright and headstrong, but he knew what he wanted. You know?
He knew who to be.
He knew who to be.
For moments, he was extremely intuitive of the needs of others and unafraid to show up. He just showed up. It's all that we could ask for our children to grow up and do is be people who show up. And he proved he'd show up to the last moment.
What instrument did he play?
He made music. So he made beats. He was pretty good on the piano and the keyboard. Bryce was just
Edited videos.
yeah. He was a drawer. He was Bryce.
Proverbial sneakerhead.
Oh yeah. Definitely into fashion and
Was a member of the fashion club here at Maynard.
honor roll student, AB kid, AB honor roll.
Just made honor
Just
roll
made
a week
honor
ago.
roll.
Just made honor roll.
And he sent us pictures and he was so proud. He sent us pictures.
And I fussed at him for not telling us about the ceremony to be there. Like, dude, we supposed to be there to celebrate you.
And he was like, teenagers, But
Your favorite memory of yourself?
I'm sorry.
Your favorite memory of yourself?
My favorite memory. Oh gosh. Probably I will say when in the heat of it, he could feel my, like if I was having a rough day or my frustrations or anything like that. And there have been so many more, teenagers are finicky, right? Teenagers are their own different breed, but he knew when something was bothering me, and Bryce was good for a good old hug. He would just come and 6'2", so he'd just come and hug me and give me a kiss on the forehead and I love you. We had just started cooking together. He had just started wanting to learn how to cook, so every single dinner that was being made, he's like in there like, okay, what's next? What do I do next? You gotta teach me how to make this. And he was just a dope kid, He was just a dope kid.
For other kids who may be watching and they hear of Bryce's story, what do you hope that they will kind of take away from his life?
Be great. Do the right thing. Even in those moments of fear. Do the right thing. I know it's not always easy, sometimes it's the hardest thing you can do, and sometimes you lose. But he did the right thing. And if more of our youth would just do the right thing and just carry that mentality of wanting to be that person to change a life, to save a life, be that person. Just be a good person. Just be good. Thank you guys.
Thank y'all for showing
Wanted to
up.
add that he didn't ask you.
What I want the world to know about our son and about Uncle Chuck is that one thing is for sure, is that they loved each other. Our 6-year-old, because we all live in the same community, and our 6-year-old we'd be walking to school and we see Chuck and he go, "Look, Uncle Chuck, we got the same shoes on today." And this is a major tragedy because the families are so close and have been so close for so long. For so long.
I coached Chuck's kids, and he gave his life to save mine.
And so as much as we're hurting with them, for them, and
His
that's our
3
family
boys.
And his 3 boys.
And his wife, Lynn, Bryce, Brandon, Braylon, the whole Johnson family.
We need the world to wrap their arms around them as well, because they need it. We all need it.
Thank y'all so much.
Good.
We're good. This is Mina.
Big chicken.